Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the IMBA Cup 2 with me, your host, Guile. And today I have a long-anticipated semi-final match between Armageddon and Nefarious. It's been a long time in the making, but I finally got it here for you today. It was played a couple of days ago. Both these players on a phenomenal winning streak. Armageddon undefeated in this championship. Nefarious undefeated and also undefeated on the invitational sectional side. So he's on an absolutely unbeatable streak so far. Hopefully we'll see if he can manage to continue it today. Not that we know who he is, of course. There's still that great deal of mystery about who his identity and who he might be, whether he's an old player from GBG or whatever. Still, I believe, a mystery to most of us. Both players talking about the lack of practice they've had on this map, but of course they shouldn't be strangers to it too much, because it has been in the map pool in GPG for an age, literally, and it's been in FAF as well quite a while, so no one should be strangers to Finn's Revenge. It's been played to death. First bomb out from Armageddon, impacting on the cliff in front, not doing any damage. Of course, Armageddon obviously going straight for the bomber, straight out of that first T1 air factory there he's put up. And Nefarious electing not to go air at all, is just working on land factories. So he's going to have to be working on T1 Amp Mobile, and that's what he's doing. And that's going to move out and cover the corners of his base, hopefully cut down the threat from this T1 bomber before it does too much damage. Doesn't look like it's got any kills yet at all. No kills yet for that T1 bomber. So as of yet, not really a great start for Armageddon. Needs to try and target some engineers quickly, but not get it shot down. Of course, he's now flying straight over the T1 mobile of Nefarious. That's going to take it down to about 3/4 of its original health. If he could pick up one of these engineers now, and if he could take this one out that's going for the hydrocarbon, that would work very, very nicely. Doesn't want to leave it hovering there. He's now got the read on it. We'll see that engineer. Well, the question is, will he turn around and manage to pick it up? Looks like he's making the turn now. Question is Nefarious paying attention? Yes, he is. So very promptly moves that engineer out of the way and then continues building the hydrocarbon. Very nice work there from Nefarious, anticipating that move from Armageddon. And Armageddon will take that bomber out of play as it's got only 2 hit points remaining. Won't really do much good of anything. Little combat scout from Nefarious making its way around the back of Armageddon's base. Just having a cheeky little scout, but not going to do anything of any real danger. But interestingly enough, it looks like Armageddon is going for an early naval factory. I always think Navy is a little bit of a risk if you go this early on this map. You need as much mass as possible to focus on T1 spam, because there's going to be a lot of stuff. And of course, you're so close to your opponent, it's very, very easy to march your comms straight into their base and do all kinds of damage. Very often you get base trade scenarios running out on this kind of match. So, but Armageddon just picking up this T1 mass extractor here. And now we're going to see the first com-on-com action. Of course, no immediate forces for either player, or at least not in any significant number in the immediate vicinity. So it is going to be a lone com-on-com battle. One T1 mobile artillery coming in for Nefarious. And, Armageddon elects to swap that first before continuing firing on Nefarious. And Nefarious stopped moving his commander there. Is just missing out slightly on because of Armageddon strafing. So Armageddon is a little bit ahead on hit points on Nefarious. Got a lead on him. But that won't matter now, as he'll be forced, I imagine, back into the water by these incoming units from Nefarious. And it's one of those things as well about this map. It's got this pond. I mean, you almost always see some kind of com-on-com battle around this central section, because it's so easy to hide your commander in the water if things go pear-shaped. There's not likely to be a naval factory in the middle. It might be an interesting introduction to the meta, actually, if either side was to think about building a naval factory. I've never seen it, and I can't imagine you'd be allowed to get it up unless your opponent is completely devoid of any sense. But Armageddon now bringing his units down the top side of the map, but is forced to retreat them as they're vastly outnumbered by the forces of Nefarious. And Nefarious now making a move up on the right-hand side, taking out the engineers, working on the point defense, and that's a big blow for Armageddon, who looked like he might be getting this little section secured, but Nefarious far too on the ball for that. And that is a shame for Armageddon. Of course, leaves all of this open now. He's got very little in terms of units to cover it. He has expended a lot of mass, obviously, on this T1 Navy. He's got a frigate out that might be able to do a little bit of hassle down here, maybe take out this hydrocarbon if he's quick. There is actually a naval factory going up now for Nefarious, but this is real problems, of course. He can't even send his units to come down here and deal with this comm. And this does not look good for Armageddon whatsoever. This commander is just going to be, Nefarious commander is just going to be allowed to go to town, and this point defense isn't going to be allowed to be finished either. Overcharge to take out all the engineers and the rest of that structure while it was still building. And no immediate danger for Nefarious now as his units stream in from both sides. You can see Armageddon's trying to move his commander back to the fight, but honestly, I don't think you're going to get there, but just at least not to see anything left of your base, my friend. I think we're going to be seeing a concede very, very soon. That looks like Nefarious will be taking an early victory in this best of 3 series, so Armageddon pushed onto the back foot. Obviously, this isn't an elimination round. The loser of this match will go down into the losers bracket to play an extra game against Luzon, and the winner of that will then come back up to face the winner of this. So there is a second chance for whoever loses this match, but of course both players wanting to keep their undefeated record intact as long as possible. Armageddon just saying he probably shouldn't have built this naval factory and focused on it so soon. I mean, he hasn't even managed to take out this naval factory, so I mean, it's just a crucial expenditure of mass in the early game that if your opponent doesn't also match, it's going to leave you on the back foot. And Armageddon really just got totally out-spammed, and a little bit of wall art going on down here. Someone will probably be able to tell me in the comment section what on earth that actually means. I don't know, something in foreign talk. But that looks like the end of Armageddon. Down to 1 factory, but that doesn't even matter. He's got no mass, no power. And it looks like he's trying to force some kind of draw here. Valiant effort. He's got surface attack submarines and bombers that have been harassing Nefarious and hoping that the explosion would finish him off from his own commander, but not the case. He survives with 4,500 HP, more than enough to make it a comfortable victory. And Armageddon says, I could do better. Well, let's hope so. We shall see in game number 2, which I shall be bringing you guys as soon as I have it casted, hopefully in the next few hours or so, but stay tuned. But for now, hope you enjoyed that. Signing out.